Hey guys, have you ever smoked hemp? Oh, I meant to say, have you ever lived in hemp? Let's talk about why it's good to live in hemp. We live in indoors quite a bit, right? So it's important to have a good indoor climate, as it has a very decisive impact on our health and well-being here and in the lungs, right? Indoor climate is shaped by several different things and several different properties. So, from air temperature to the temperature of the surfaces that pound on it from the outside and that bounce around on the inside, the air movement and where it gets stagnated or not, the humidity, if it's too high or too low, makes a big deal. And then dust, does it accumulate? Gas pollution, does it accumulate anywhere? It goes back to air movement, right? So the generation of favorable climate is in fact provided by hemp concrete, a building material used on hemp shiv and lime binder. It is characterized by high thermal and acoustic installation capabilities, as well as high vapor permeability and heat capacity. So, meaning it breathes and it can't catch on fire. These properties make building walls are filled with hempcrete, a healthy and comfortable microclimate, highly friendly to residents. At the same time, the presence of the lime in it provides protection against development of biological corrosion, thus guaranteeing a clean and hygienic residence. So there's a professor named Tom Woolley. He's a professor of architecture at Queen's University in Belfast, which is in Northern Ireland. He's an independent expert on green building technologies and also an author of a pretty good book called Green Building Handbook and Natural Building. So check it out. Now, hempcrete is what you can consider 100% natural and environmentally friendly material. Unlike a lot of synthetic materials like fiberglass and even the concrete you use, it does not contain any harmful chemicals in it, any whatsoever. It's all natural components that are used to create hemp. It's completely friendly to health and to the environment. Also, after demolition of a hemp house, it can be crushed and used, for example, as a fertilizer. Whereas many things need to be put back into the landfill, just creating a lot of problems. Hemp composite is a vapor permeable material, which means it allows moisture to flow freely because of that breathing I talked about earlier. This is of great importance for both the structure of the building and the health of its occupants. Vapor permeability and spontaneous drying of the walls are made possible by the porous network and the channels in the mortar. This property protects against long-term moisture in the walls, which again means it's not going to mold. It has an extremely beneficial effect on the microclimate of the building that it's been created by. All right, so as you know, we're selling hemp domes, and this is why we're talking about this. If you want to hear more, subscribe, guys. We're going to be talking more, and I'm going to get better at my videos, I promise. But humidity is one of the most important parameters of air. Next to its temperature and cleanliness, high relative humidity positively affects the pleasant climate in the room, which directly translates into good health and well-being. Problem with high humidity is that it molds. But again, Hemp is not going to mold, especially with the lime in it. By maintaining the right level of humidity in the house and its room, the content of fine dust particulates actually are reduced. So the viability of bacteria and viruses are reduced, and unpleasant odors are reduced with the hemp environment. Now, our domes can be completely hemp, but we can also turn them into wood wool insulation and plaster, clay plaster. We'll talk about that later. So it prevents electrostatic charging of certain objects. The defense capabilities of the skin and the entire body against pathogenic microbes are activated because of the hemp surrounding you. It helps the respiratory system because of all this, and digestive system starts to work properly if you start to breathe inside your home, your hemp home. For these reasons, in order to enjoy good health and well-being, we should maintain an optimal indoor humidity of about 50% and no more than about 70%. Now, this is made possible by hemp concrete, which is the infill of the building's walls. Now, you can do what we call layering of the hemp, which is not structural, and I'll talk more about this later, but you can also use hemp pre-made blocks, and that is structural. So one of the ingredients of hempcrete is strongly alkaline, which is lime. Has a bactericidal effect. This prevents the formation of mold and mildew on the walls in the building. A positive consequence of this action is the protection of the surface covered with it from progressive biological corrosion, which is an undeniable advantage. So the form of the dome, which is energetic, together with the use of the natural materials like hempcrete and lime, most construction items have chemicals in them, but these are chemical free. This creates a favorable environment for us to live in health and harmony. So I hope this makes sense and I didn't garble up things too much. But again, we'll be talking about the benefits of hempcrete more and more, and especially as we start to show you how to create and how to build and how to make hempcrete and how to layer it and how to make hempcrete. So any questions that you might have, feel free to give me comments below. And remember to like and subscribe. And next time around, I'll talk about the benefits of living in a dome and talk about the type of dome that I actually lived in. Peace out, guys.